Which tenses do you need to master for effective communication or fluent conversation? Are all tenses indispensable or essential?
In fact, all tenses are important and each tense plays a particular role in conversation. The linguistic studies and corpus analysis done by Douglas Bible show an analysis of tense usage in spoken English. According to these findings, present indefinite tense, present continuous tense, past indefinite tense, present perfect tense, and future indefinite tense or future simple tense are the most commonly used tenses in daily conversation or speaking. Present indefinite tense is used 50 to 60% in conversation. Present continuous tense 10 to 15%. Past indefinite tense 10 to 15%. Present perfect tense 5 to 10%. And similarly, future indefinite tense is used 5 to 10% in daily conversation.
Which language do you like the most, Arabic or English language, and why so?
I don't know how to speak Arabic language. It is very sad and very unfortunate. But being the ummati of the beloved Prophet ﷺ and being a Muslim, I love Arabic language for three reasons. Firstly, Arabic language is the language of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Secondly, Arabic language is the language of the Holy Quran. Thirdly, or lastly, Arabic language will be the language of the Jannati people. Linguists also claim that Arabic language is a mathematically precise language.
Is grammar interesting or boring? Why do students find it boring?
Grammar is an interesting part of a language. Grammar is very fascinating and interesting. It becomes pretty easy and interesting when it is taught in a fun way. Engaging students in fun activities like playing grammar games will naturally develop students' interest in grammar. Grammar provides a logical structure to language. It is a powerful tool that gives a proper form to our sentences and utterances. Grammar often allows us to express the same idea in multiple ways. On the other hand, grammar can be pretty or quite boring for students when it is not taught in an interesting and fun way. Overall, it depends upon personal preferences and interests.
Is it important to prioritize pronunciation? Is it imperative to emphasize pronunciation, and why?
Yes, it is imperative to emphasize pronunciation because mispronunciations can lead to misunderstandings and confusions. Pronunciation helps us in conveying our thoughts and ideas clearly and precisely. Clear pronunciation is also essential for understanding spoken English. Pronunciation plays a vital role in ensuring effective and efficient communication. It matters in all English language tests like IELTS and TOEFL, etc. It is the first thing people notice when you are speaking English. Good pronunciation always reflects a higher level of confidence and competence in the language.
How do English spellings impact communication? Why are accurate English spellings essential?
English language has a complicated spelling system. English spellings are notoriously difficult to memorize. Spellings play a great role in communicating messages. A wrong spelling or an incorrect spelling can badly affect our communication. Words should always be spelled accurately. But why? Let's prove that with some practical examples. Now let's take some practical examples to show that spellings are very important. For example, the first example that we have here is this one. Azan is a principle. So in this sentence, this is completely wrong. This is an ungrammatical sentence. Why? Because we have used an incorrect spelling. This sentence contains a spelling error or a spelling mistake. So that's why this, because of this wrong spelling or incorrect spelling, this is actually damaging or affecting our communication, especially in written language. So that's why it's better to avoid such spelling mistakes, which could lead to embarrassment and confusions, especially in written language. So this is not the correct spelling. This is completely wrong. The correct spelling is this one, principle. Okay. So it means you want to say Azan is a person who controls a school, who owns a school. He is the head of an institution. He's the head of a school. So that's why it's better to use this principle. Okay, principle, you know about that. Okay. And what about the second examples? We can say something like that, for example. He is weak. So once again, this is clear that it also contains an error. It also has a spelling mistake in it because if you look at that, so this is not a correct spelling. This sentence doesn't make sense. This is an illogical sentence with a spelling mistake in it. So that's why it's always important to focus on spellings in order to express the message clearly and precisely rather than disturbing and affecting that message. So this is completely wrong. In order to write it correctly, we have to learn how to use the correct spelling. It should be weak. To the third or the final example. So third example is my dear students. Okay. So this is a phrase. In this phrase, there is also spelling mistake. You can detect that. You can easily find that mistake. That is in this sentence. Sorry, in this phrase. Okay. So dear. How can I say that I have many students who are dear? I cannot have dear as my student. This is wrong. Okay. Because deer is an animal. Okay. So if you use this spelling, so it will affect the message. It will affect the communication. It's always better to learn how to write the accurate spelling. This is the accurate spelling. So I can say, my dear student, this is wrong.